Order. Can I call us to order 6:31?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I open in prayer?
Yes.
Thank you. Heavenly Father, we come before you in the mighty name of Jesus, God. We thank you for this day. And we're thankful for this time of the year also, God. And I ask, God, that you just have your way here tonight, Lord. Give them the wisdom to do what's best for this town. In the mighty name of Jesus, and let peace reign in this place. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Roll call. Patty Sidon here.
Why, Gagnon here, Janelle Snow Leclerc.
Sierra Bono here. Tracy Hayes here. Christine Gaines here.
So,
Tracy, you gave her that package, right, Robin?
Yeah.
Yes,
I did,
Resource
yeah.
guide. What do we need to do for her? Do we have to do something for her?
Oh, shoot, you're right. Do you need to sign the oath of office? Have you done that yet? No? Okay. Yeah, you know about that, or you need to do that.
Yeah, 'cause you can't vote or anything.
yeah.
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 So that's at the town clerk's office. If, you want to get with me afterwards, we'll set up the time, you let me know when you're available.
Okay, so no voting for her tonight, right? So she gets her oath, okay.
Well, welcome. I don't know how you get sucked into it, but welcome.
Wow, I think Heather swept her into it. I went against her a little bit, that's okay. Okay. So, reviewing minutes, has anybody read any changes?
Yep.
I read it, I didn't notice anything else.
I didn't see anything. No.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from November 17th, 2025 as is.
I'll second.
Second?
Who seconded it? Sorry.
Christine. Somebody.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did they, the school send the budget along? I don't think they did.
I haven't seen it,
No, I mean,
just this paper.
we have a copy.
Yeah, but this was.
From the meeting, but
Yeah.
the only thing they sent to us was the special education district thing. Did you see that? That Heather put together?
I printed, I can run it.
Yeah, okay, so.
So I will say on this, that there are some numbers that are off. Where did I see it? One of their figures. So they say they have 243 students, but if you add their numbers, Middleton Elementary 154, Middleton Middle School 31, and Middleton Kingswood High School, Middleton students 58. So that adds up to 233, and they have listed 243. So where are these extra 10 students?
Was it just a typo or was there anything?
No, that's what I want to know, because the numbers don't match here. So,
Is that from, they gave us the numbers in October?
Did you please hear test group?
Someone had to say that.
right.
Shouldn't laugh. It's gonna be off on the budget and then.
What are they going for? I think we're in there in September.
Did they send it, did they send it? I saw you meeting, but I don't see them in October. But that, I took them then.
You know what would be nice, instead of,
But I was, yeah,
so just reading like this first page that they sent to us, where it says like 4 out of 6 middle school students have a part-time para, like, I want hard numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to know, I don't care about the names, I don't care about who they are, like, I want to know how many Middleton students in the junior high have an IEP or a 504.
So the 504 are included in special education?
They're not at all.
No, that, Heather has that in here,
Yeah.
which is
Okay, so,
great. because
well,
it's-
I would like to know how many students at the middle school have IEPs? How many students in high school have IEPs? How much money out of that budget line that they were talking about at the meeting? If I can give my glasses, I can read the line. Because that really confused me, how they have that line all together, that it was at the LEA line that they said, basically, it's like they pull from like all of our kids for special ed services. So, let me see, find your line. It was line, I think it was page 2.
From the budget they submitted, or a budget from the end?
I think it was just like on this budget, where's the special ed? It was for the LEA, but, and I thought LEA, like, so the warrant article that they had for that LEA position for the junior high and high school, they made it seem like the LEA, like that was an actual position and it was one person. But when they were talking about, it was under, somebody tell me where that special ed line is. But it was the, I think it was like LEA services or was it contracted? No, it wasn't contracted. But there is. But then they said that it is all special ed services that come out of that line. So I'm like confused because I thought like the LEA was an actual like, position and it was one person in a job. But then the way the line was set up, they were saying that they were pulling out all special ed services out of that. So it was like speech, OT, whatever, or whether it be elementary, middle, or high school. So I would just like to know, out of that line, if I can tell you the exact line, how much of that went to the high school? How much of that is being used for the junior high and high school? Or more importantly, because they want to push through this warrant article for that LEA position, which they're like interchanging the terms and like the position between the services. And it's like a big smoke and mirror show. It's getting really frustrating.
Where did all of the Yeah.
Yeah, so for that, I just want to know, it's like, how much are we being charged to use their DPT person versus if we had our own?
Well, right now, they're not charging us anything.
Right, yeah, no, they're not charging us anything.
Yeah, which is why they wanted to bring, because they're not charging us.
So I guess I would like to know, like, how many hours are put into our kids to make it worth it? So are we going to be guaranteed that if we have that one
Well,
dedicated position, that our kids are going to get?
It does say on here, I don't know, does it say for the high school? It said how many hours, someplace I read.
Actually, driver number 3, is that one?
The BCBA support,
Yeah, and that's a
Behavior.
contracted person.
yeah. Behavior tech costs are $80 an hour, and BCBA support is $150 an hour.
What page is that on?
That's on the third, towards the
At the
bottom.
bottom.
On the 4th page, they have an DPT for grades 7 to 12, which is potential warrant article.
How much is the DPT position going to be? Last year, I want to say it was like 110 or 109.
Somewhere we have that.
It was, I don't, it should be in I think the book from last year.
Or is that the salary alone, that also included the health insurance?
So we were told, so that's what it is. This is what really frustrates me. Another thing is because I specifically said, is this all in or is this just salary? And they said, no, this is all in. But they also said that when it came time of doing their salary contract, I specifically asked, is that, does this contract have any verbiage of insurance or benefits? And they were like, nope, the contract only talks and discusses about salary. And voila, 2 months ago, we find out, oh no, there's verbiage in there, and it's like very rigid. So, I believe none of what I hear and all of what I see when it comes to
Well, that's been typical right along, honestly.
it's, every time I ask a question and I think I get an answer, even the 91A information that I got, it's still not clear of where all the money is. And it's pretty disappointing that we're getting down to the wire and one of those board members could show up. You don't put that, because
Well, then we go off of what we know, just like usual.
yeah. But once again, I hate making uneducated decisions, especially
Oh,
when it comes
absolutely.
to
Well, at the end of the day, we're making the most educated decision we can, and that's based off of the only knowledge we have. So, it might not be an educated decision that they would like, but that's their own call.
But it irritates me because at the end of the day, the kids end up getting the short end.
I'm disappointed that they haven't sent the budget for us to at least look over. I understand that they couldn't come, but budget.
Is there any way writing down the questions for the school? To send back to them?
I haven't done that.
I know it's gonna take 3 months to get,
Yeah, well, okay, that's just the last ones I sent, so.
And then when we do get answers, it's beating around the bush and not actually answering it anyways.
The last financials I got on the email was October's. I mean, they hand it out at the school board meeting.
But they're supposed to
December.
be emailing us the
Yeah.
budget
Yes, they are.
every month. They know that.
can we send them an email asking for all of the questions and answers from the past couple of school board meetings? Because a lot of those are the financial ones that we've all shown up for to ask. And then the questions and answers that we have asked here for them to, because they have it all typed up for their meeting. And I don't want to hear, we can go and look at their meeting minutes. Like, I want to, like, we're a board, they have a responsibility to supply answers to us. I shouldn't have to go chasing. Sorry, I'm getting nasty, but it's like super busy time of year and these games are just becoming ridiculous.
So what are the questions that we want to ask them?
So all of the questions that we've been asking, if we could have all of those in writing and sent to us in email like they're supposed to, because that's what has been agreed upon all the time, but they never do. Like all the questions that we have for them every month, and they're like, oh, here, I'll make note of it and I'll get back to you.
But I think we're gonna have to be specific, because they're gonna come back and say, well, what questions? We don't know.
Okay, so every meeting for the past like 3 or 4 months that have been at the school board and have been here, they have them all written down, or they should, because I see them sitting there writing. I would like the copy of all of those answers, questions and answers. And then my questions for tonight.
Let them down, so go.
I'm aiming myself on a whole nother look out here. It's like getting frustrated because, you know, to hear that they're gonna go up, what was it, $1 million or more?
1.3, I believe it is.
So 1.3 as of right now, they want to go up on a budget, and what are we getting for it? They're getting more, but we're not getting our kids. And even if you don't have a kid in this school system, they're our kids are getting nothing more. They're not getting more help. They're not getting a different or better curriculum. They're not getting more services. It's this, the kids are getting status quo, and the taxpayers are paying potentially 1.3 million more. And look at the graphs, are like enough to make you want to throw up. They're like 40% at least are below average. And if you follow them along, if you look year after year, you follow them along, those kids are staying status quo or dipping. And it's really,
And they'll say, well, that's, you know, that's just one way we assess them. It's like, well, what's the other ways? You know, it's like, you know, and actually, I don't think that's working very well. I think you need something else, so.
well, yeah, you know what, and it's disheartening because if they're doing that poorly, what are we producing for society? Like, once these kids graduate high school, what is their future? So it's like, are we setting them up to be Walmart greeters and baristas, you know, demanding for more than $18 an hour because that's all they can handle? Like, we are setting these kids up for failure, and we are paying for it heavily as taxpayers now. And in the future, we're going to pay for it.
No bang for our bucks here.
We are going to pay for it tenfold when they're adults, and they can't take care of themselves, and they're relying on the town, the state, and the government. And it's disgusting. And I do get angry about it because I worry about it for my child, and I worry about it for all of his friends, but I see it working in the health field with people, and I work with in public. And you're seeing people that, you know, they can barely write their name on a piece of paper, and we're paying for it. And we'll continue to pay for it for the rest of their lives. And I want answers. That superintendent is making damn good money for what she should be doing. She shouldn't be micromanaging 91As. She should be getting out there, finding good curriculum, fixing the problems. And I can say that confidently because I have an entire family. I have all of my in-laws, literally all of them, are in the education field. 2 of them have doctorate degrees. My in-laws both have master's degrees. Like, they do. They live, eat, and breathe. And I have 2 sister-in-laws that have marched teachers out because they couldn't perform. And why is it not happening here? If you say you care about the kids, I want to hear that you care about the kids more than budget season. I don't want to just hear you say, we care about these kids, so if you don't pass our budget, you don't care about these kids. No, you clearly don't care about our kids because you're letting them feel year after year after year, and you're asking for more money, and you're asking for more, and you're doing less, and I'm fed up. And we can send a video to her because I'm done. Like, I'm absolutely done with paying millions of dollars. And it's like, you know, going in and like I've had the opportunity to go in and volunteer, and you see where these kids are struggling, and it is heartbreaking, and it is their fault. I mean, we have a wonderful principal right now, and we are really damn lucky to have her, and I hope she can make some changes, but that superintendent and our SAU, if they don't get their heads out of their butt, they need to go. Because almost $7 million is disgusting for not even 300 kids total in our town. So, and it's like, and I want real answers. I don't want her to get up there and grandstand And I don't want any more smoke, like, I want real answers, and I'm absolutely done with her. And I'm done with her rolling her eyes at the people of this town when she comes to our meetings. That needs to be addressed and discussed, and if she does it again at a meeting here, I'm done. So it would be nice to know the, like, specific numbers. I don't want to hear 1 out of 3, like, no, this isn't a toothpaste commercial. Like, I want to hear exact numbers. How many kids have IEPs in the high school? How many kids have IEPs in the middle school? How many kids in the elementary school have IEPs? Last year, we heard over 25% of the kids. Well, where's the 25%? Is it all in the middle school? Is it divvied up?
Well, here she says that, says 33, in the elementary school, there's 33 special education eligible students.
Okay,
And-
they're eligible, but are they getting the services? Because as I talk with parents, there's a lot of parents that are fighting to get their kids services and they're not getting them. So how many kids actually have a written, legal, documented IEP?
Well, this said.
Oh, I think that's what it says.
There's 6 paraprofessionals supporting 33 students in the elementary school.
So that's a bunch of crap too, because there's 6 of them, but they're stretched beyond belief. And I can tell you, my child's supposed to have a paraprofessional, and there's many days that he doesn't.
Right.
And I could turn around and go to the school with an attorney.
So that's what they're saying, that the special education eligible students are the ones that have the written document.
So they're saying that there's 33 students that are getting support from parents, but the Middleton Elementary School currently provides special education to 56 eligible students.
Is that the IEP? No, the 501?
They said that the
504s?
504s don't count,
Yeah, 504 don't count.
which makes sense because that's all the accommodations.
Right. So which one is it?
Right. That's an excellent question. Doesn't make any sense. So we have 56 students that are eligible, but we're not providing it for all 56. We're only doing 33. What about the other 23?
Well, special education is more than just parents, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
so
far-
others are the.
There might not be, there,
23 are getting services outside.
yeah. So,
OT, that's right.
yeah, like if you need anything above and beyond showing up to school every single day and doing your work, it typically will require an IEP. So if you need speech, OT, if you need one-to-one support or anything like that. But, so
It can be used for different things.
it's more of, I don't want to say medical, but
A 504 plan is to give access to students with disabilities that is under the Disability Act.
It's
So-
not necessarily a disability though, it's
Yes,
a
it
lot
is.
of
The
times
50
medical.
the 504 Act falls under the Disability Act. Trust me, I know that one.
Well, I dealt with 504 for many years.
Yeah, and it has to do with this, it falls under the Disability Act. That's what constitutes the 504.
so if you had a child who was completely cognitively sound, didn't need any help education-wise, but let's say was wheelchair-bound or needed a walker, they would need, wheelchair ramps, or they would need maybe help with opening doors or accommodations with going to PE or something, that would fall under 504. Or if the child had like issues with strength in their hands and their hands fatigue, and they needed 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes to take a test, that would be a 504. Or if a child who has ADHD needed to be in a quiet space in a separate room to take a test because they were distracted, that would be under 504.
Or if a child was sick and missed a lot of schoolwork, they were given extra time to make up that work and different things that they needed throughout the day.
Yeah, they have to have a diagnosis to qualify for.
Absolutely.
Right, one's like specialized and one's not, so like a 504 is not specialized instruction.
Kelly had it.
Yeah. Hannah's on here, it's like, like say has,
I mean, it could
504.
require extra staff.
Kelly
If
had
a
it.
child had an issue with writing,
Extra time to get work done.
Yeah.
they're going to say like, okay, somebody needs to sit with them and needs to
No,
write
probably
the
should have.
So what is that
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah, how does all this pertain to the budget numbers? Can we get over the budget, please? That's what we're here
Exactly, is very much with the
It
budget.
is, because
for.
it
Yes,
does,
but describing all of these things
Well,
doesn't make.
It's described,
it is,
it's
because
answering a
we can't, it's
question.
almost $1 million of the budget.
I know, it's almost $1 million, but.
And
who cares
most of
whether
it
it's
is
a 504,
for this.
Whatever, it's a budget. What are we gonna do about the budget?
Do
Let's
you
talk
want
about
us
the budget.
voting on a budget that we don't understand? Somebody's asking a
Then you're gonna
question
have
to
to get-
understand the budget,
Yeah, but we've been
and
on this
this-
one thing for a half an hour,
well,
okay? That's kind of a waste of
that's
time.
what we do as a budget committee sometimes,
No, it's not what you
unfortunately.
do. I've been with many budget committees.
Well,
Well,
bye.
maybe we should have started.
And yes.
Maybe we should understand what they're asking the money for, and what it
So then
is.
we've been talking about that for how long?
Big,
Get the questions, ask the questions, get the answers, and then we can address it, please.
I think the board realizes those questions have been asked many,
Yes, come
many.
on.
No, listen to me.
Wait.
I'm standing up for them. They've been asking the school board,
I know.
okay, and they haven't been getting the answers. So I should be talking to
See,
you,
the
but what's the
majority
next
of that
step?
over $1 million is all for this, special education.
So then let's get the answers. Let's deal with that situation, get the answers.
that's what we've been trying to do. But we don't have somebody here, and if she's asking the question of what's the difference between a 504 and an IEP, we should properly educate her, so she understands where the money's going.
Yeah, it's going down the drain is where it's going. We need to find out why.
Well,
That's
you can get a bit emotional about it, but somebody who has a child who has all these needs and who would benefit by the money directly and is not seeing it,
Not enough people are seeing it. We have to address why and why they need all this money. And you need to get the answers from them.
Oh.
Talking about all this stuff is not gonna give us the answers we need to get. We need to get
So
those
the
answers first,
56
so we can
is
deal with this
The
problem.
total amount. So the 56 is the total amount of the middle school, the high school, and the elementary school. The 31, the 8, and the 15 equals 56. So therefore, this number here is 56.
Okay.
so 33, 8, 15.
Right. So their number here, that they're quoting down here, is Middleton students with disabilities is 56. It's all of, not just the elementary school.
So, okay, so I guess I want to, so is that the kids with just IEPs? Because once again, 504 is considered a kid that has a disability. So are they fluffing up the numbers?
Yeah, 504s don't require extra.
I know.
It's not instructional.
But with the lack of transparency, are they fluffing up the numbers and adding those 504 numbers to the IEP, like to the actual special ed?
To make it seem
To
bigger
fluff
than what
it,
is.
to make it say like, see, we have supportive evidence.
Right.
Because then when we turn around and if we find out the truth that like those numbers are fluffed and the 504 kids are thrown in it, they can turn around and say, oh, well, you know, students with disabilities and a 504 is a student with a disability. So do you see, like, this is how much trust I have and how much faith I have in,
Well, that top number here is still, I mean, I'd like to know why that 10 students are off. Because it has the enrolled students and those numbers don't match, so I don't know. 10 is a lot to be off when you're counting numbers.
Especially when they charge you an extra $2,000 every year for the next 5
Absolutely.
years.
So that could be just a mistake, but where's the mistake?
well, now that I'm like rereading it, because I didn't have I printed it out, I never printed it off, and I only read like the front page, which was like 4 out of 5. I mean, that's nice, but I mean, like Bonnie said, the math isn't, it's not.
Not mapping.
So it's like, so what is the correct numbers? Is this totally incorrect, or did you, no?
So I had a question about budget driver number 2. It looks like, see, we
the student, two students, those are the budget driver number 3. There's one student at the elementary school, one student at the middle school, that between the two of them are, and their services are around $270,000. Not to say that we should do an absolute minimum for any kid, but are there any other options other than $173,000 for one child? Or
That's the tuition for them, for their school.
but it's not their tuition, it's for the behavioral technician. So, are there any other options, or is that just what it is, period? Where is budget driver number 3?
The technician's $80 an hour.
I think those two are the contracted.
For a student that no longer is in our elementary school.
They're not there anymore?
There's a student that was removed, that was removed.
So I guess I'm confused because they said at the meeting that there was there 2 kids that are tuitioned out that they said?
I thought they said 3.
On the before, there's private tuition, there's 1, for elementary school, there's 2. And then for the middle school, there's 1. Which is an extra $303,000.
Yeah, they said we had 3 students that tuitioned out now.
Right.
Stratford County, St. Charles, and then an academy.
Birchmid.
Okay.
And then there's 1 in the high school, middle school.
Yeah.
And for 1, it's 143.
So between these 5 students, it's over $500,000.
Yeah, depending on their needs, it can cost.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just wondering if there are any other options, or is that
Well,
just?
And it also depends on what the agreement was, so I can say for like my nephew, when my sister went to battle with her down, once it was proven that he needed to be tuitioned out, and then they found a placement, which was hard for all of his needs. And then that placement worked, and then they were able to show like that he made significant progress. It was basically legally contracted in that he would stay for the rest of his schooling at that one facility. So they legally contracted into that. So it depends on what the legal agreement, which we will never have during that.
And also what Concord tells you have to do. I mean, there isn't anything we can change really, but it's changing legislation, I think, because we're kind of gotten a gun to our heads as far as school, and especially special education. I mean, because.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is if our district would step it up and actually put the good money that we give them to good use, we potentially wouldn't have to.
But we're not the only town that's dealing with this. It's
Everywhere.
So are they saying that the 1.3 million increase, this is 900,000, these budget drivers are 900,000 of the increase, or has this already been in our budget? No, they're increasing special ed, isn't it like 900 something thousand?
Something like
that.
that.
They're increasing special ed by 900 something thousand dollars. So this is 900 some odd thousand dollars between these budget drivers. So that means these were never there before, we never.
So some of
tuitioned out
it's
any-
already been put into, don't we get special education services up at Kingswood? That is not like a separate cost right now.
Yeah, we don't pay
And
this.
it's, right, so we're going to be having a cost according to the new contract.
Well,
But
no,
that's-
they said that they weren't charging us out of that line, I thought. So that's where I'm confused, because they kept flip-flopping between current budget and proposed budget of that LEA services line.
Yeah, because we currently don't pay for
Right.
services. for
So
our
are we not paying for speech, OT, any of that now? Because from my understanding, we weren't paying for like the DPT position.
Right.
But I thought because they were telling us before, the contract did not include the special ed services, so you get charged separately for that. And they were basically saying like, you're using our DPT for free, which is why we recommend that you have your own DPT. So are we not paying currently for kids that have, speech, OT, special ed?
My understanding is no.
Up at the high school.
Or is it just
Middle
like
school,
that DPT position, that person?
I thought it was the person that we're not paying for.
That's what I thought it was the
Maybe it
person that we
is.
weren't paying for, but we were paying for everything else because the contract didn't have special ed services in it, and that we had to pay for that separately.
Because that's why I tried to push the DPT warrant article last year, is because we don't currently pay Governor Wentworth for it, so.
They're already using them for free.
Yeah. But there are 3 kids that are tuitioned out, so were those 3 not tuitioned out that we had to pay for last year?
No, I think those kids were always, those kids have been tuitioned out.
So why?
They're
would that-
finally just breaking it down.
So why would that be a budget driver though? I mean, you have been paying for them, that would have given our budget higher.
Well, That's great because this is the most broken down piece of information that I have seen in the 5 or 6 years that I've been involved.
And even if they're breaking out now that we have to pay for Kingsville kids that are using their services, now have an elementary school student who is using $170,000 for a behavioral technician, which is, I mean, they very well be needed, but was that kid not getting those services last year? So, I mean, it just,
Nothing else on.
yeah. Yep. It just, budget doesn't should be something that is an increase in the, not something that we have.
So I found the line I've been talking about, it's on the draft on page 2, it's the tuition other LEAs. So in that, all of that money is for pre-K through 12.
Is that the, do you have the line number?
Yeah.
Is it the 1.69, 0.1200, 0.561?
Yeah,
That's driver number 3 that have listed on the.
So where did they have this budget in last year's budget? 'Cause I know they had a lot of money put aside last year for all of these services, but it was under one line item. So where did that all go?
For special ed?
Yeah,
Actually, Kathy told us last year it was under 3 different lines. Transportation, and then she couldn't tell us what the other lines were.
but then
Well,
she
one of
changed,
them
but then it
was the major
changed.
amount.
Then it changed, yeah, it
But
did
then
change.
her explanation changed.
Yeah,
3
so-
times.
Because it was one meeting, we went to a school board meeting, and we asked that question. She says, well, I can't tell you that. I know under transportation, and then there's 2 other lines. And then it was
And then they
the
came
following,
here.
yeah, or somewhere they changed that too. So that's why this is,
last year they were talking about raising that a certain amount of money as a cushion, in case some more people come in, whatever. But I don't remember what line it was. It was quite a bit of money, but it was all under that. And it wasn't the transportation part, it was something else. It was basically one line item, and it was a huge number. But they always increased it in case another student came in that, needed services. So they always had a cushion in there. Where did that go? And that was all in last year's budget.
That's a good question for whoever's reading that.
If you can find a copy of last year's, you can find it in there pretty quickly. It's very large.
Well, and then I would also say what would be nice is for the kid that's in elementary school that has a 2-to-1 ratio, who's got 2 parents, those 2 people are contracted,
Yeah. Yeah, your contact.
which is,
I was told that that student is no longer here. Since tuition out.
Oh, well then that is one of the three.
That's what I was told, I have to leave them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is that part of this, like,
Because
equation?
this was written, what, on 12/12, it looks like, the date on it.
But they also have the 2 to 1,
Yeah, they have that on it.
so they have that budgeted in there as well for next year.
Right.
So if you've got the tuition, if you have the, if it is the same child that is listed under the tuition, and you have that same child that's also listed under, for the 2 to 1, now that's kind of double dipping because
But are we
Because
still,
if we're budgeting for the 2 to 1 and we're budgeting for the tuition for the same kid,
but is that 2 to 1? I know, like, so if that child is not in the school anymore, it is now tuitioned out, do we still have to pay the contracted of the 2 to 1 for that child in a different school?
it should be in the contract. And I would like to think that the reason why that child is going to that school is because they need more services, and that school would be able to supply all of those things for that tuition price. Because remember, like they said at the meet, oh, you weren't there. They said at the school board meeting, the special ed services line is not going, like the kids that are tuitioned out for special ed services, we're not pulling from that line in their OT, speech, and all the other stuff. That's all in their tuition.
That makes sense.
Or do you have 4 students tuitioned out? Is that under?
So I guess we need that clarified.
Clarify that.
Okay, clarify.
So is a child that's getting the 2 to 1 para ratio, is that child still in the school or is he getting tuitioned out? And if he's getting tuitioned out, in this report that they gave us, is that tuition being shown, is that reflected here or do we now have 4 tuitioned out? And if he's a part of this item thing, then why is the 2 to 1 in there? Without it being notated that like, that will no longer be. Does that make sense?
Another question you can ask is what happened to all the surplus? They had over $400,000 surplus just for this particular special education case. something
That was
happened.
their like reserve fund,
Right.
but that can only be pulled for specific, that, it's not for like projected. So if you know something's gonna happen, if we know that there's a kid that's gonna be going out and needing tuition out like for next year, we can't say we're gonna pull from that fund.
No, right.
That is like a kid that is like for Ben, if Ben needed to get tuitioned out in like December, it gets finalized and they say, okay, he's going to this school, they could pull for the rest of this school year out of that fund, but they would have to budget accordingly for the next year. So it's for like, it's like an emergency fund, a rainy day fund.
Who do you think they're going to button to use it?
Well, because
So
they're
that
not,
is income.
well, because they're not taking advantage and using it. They're going ahead and they're pulling it from wherever and then,
So you think they're not using that money and they're just,
Yeah, it's kept as a reserve.
I think they've been
And we
like,
argued with about it last year, at the school board budget meeting last year, we argued about that. Why do we have to give you more in case you have a new student come in or 2 new students come in? Because you got the 400,000 surplus, or
well, I guess
more than
we
that,
need to
that
find
you
out
can
if they
pull from.
still have that 400,000.
They didn't
They-
know where they have a pull from.
I think they did give us, I can actually, one of the trustees, I can check in with Janet and ask her.
Janet, okay.
Because Janet is like the chair of the trustee.
Yep. Anything else?
I'm trying to bring her in on gummies.
Wait, they're recording.
No, they're like Welch's gummies, they're not like other gummies, so.
You think, all right? I mean, I like it on video, but if you need to can email them tonight.
Yeah.
Let me know, and I'll get it to them tomorrow together. Yep, we should,
If I hear, I'll interrupt you.
You want to put it?
we can go on to the town budget, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't get the questions emailed over, but I did type them out and brought them.
How dare you,
No, it's been a rough month.
All right, well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
With the treasurer, so it's on your answers here.
Oh, okay.
You say that she worked overtime, does that mean that she actually worked over 40 hours a week in her overtime rate, or just she worked over her normal one time?
So she has like, what was it, like 16 hours a week? She worked
Yeah.
over
Okay.
that.
So it's like a time.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she does like 16 hours for the police department and then 16 hours for us. And,
Okay.
so she worked over that.
Did she ever go over 40?
No, she
Okay.
said she did not. I asked her personally.
Okay. Well, as some, what do we have for the phone? Is it consolidated?
I believe it is. So she just went through a whole thing. We had problems with the phone and Robin's probably heard a lot more about it than I have.
I have a hard time hearing it.
Okay.
The video.
Is it still, it's still consolidated we have with the phone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So things have been changed around, but actually it's gonna be a lot cheaper now than it was.
I know Tony's been working with them.
Yeah, she has. Yeah.
Maybe that's been very helpful.
That's good. Your price reduction phone not gonna last though. They like to do that and then they start going right back.
Well, we like it for the moment at least.
Right.
Is there other choices?
So she has checked around with other
I
choices.
would say you could do what, there's this Breeze line.
I think there's Spectrum Business or something, but I
I
don't.
could do Spectrum Business, but I think Spectrum would probably end up being more expensive.
She ended up, some people just weren't like getting back to her
Yeah,
and how
not
that
friendly.
goes and the whole bit. So this is what she's worked out, but she was going to go with someone else, but they actually ended up giving us a better deal and working with us better, so. She's been working hard on that.
Are you guys working on your budget?
They, the selectmen are doing a meeting Wednesday night to, kind of like a workshop going over the budget.
Here? Yeah. Is that zoning board issue been resolved? You know?
The zoning board.
Zoning board is not resolved. We got,
They had 60 days.
Oh, okay, that was,
60 days to get a
Yeah.
decision on two, the things that were being held at
Right.
the hearing. One was whether or not our workforce housing ordinance was valid, and the court ruled that it was. The second was whether or not Jim should have recused himself because of Roxanne being in a butter. And they said probably, the court said, but the plant waited too long to bring that up. So
and
now
he
it's
knew
on that
about
issue,
it.
And it's going to be heard again to that issue. And something about applying the workforce housing ordinance to the case. And if the zoning board made the decision correctly based on that.
This is out the future.
So this is
It
still.
ain't happening.
And having scheduled to go further.
So you guys will probably have to budget accordingly for that because it was a significant amount. Hopefully you guys can do the warrant article like you did the last time because.
Yes, we did that this last year.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
used that. And,
That was the zoning board issue for the
Workforce.
apartment.
Yeah, the workforce
What
housing.
about the other one, the, what was the camper?
Little Hampshire.
Was that an issue?
There's other small issues, but for like major legal issues.
Yes, that was a major
For,
Like,
Oh, a campgrounds.
Wasn't here,
They
the one
can't.
down the street from you?
Oh,
That was a civil.
no, I think you're talking about a campground?
No,
A camper.
So we've had problems with several campers.
Yeah.
Our code enforcement is working on that right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought that
No,
was,
this-
that was a,
the
But
workforce housing actually went all the way up to the state
right,
board levels.
but
So that's like
Yeah.
a huge budget thing, and that
Right.
costs us.
if the camper hasn't gone anywhere like that.
camper one was a field, wasn't that one
It was-
as well?
It was probably done down at like a much lower level, and it didn't affect us budget-wise. It's like.
And I don't think we're gonna see any more real legal fees for workforce housing. That's pretty much done. And the only thing we're gonna have to do is probably pay our attorney once to, write some paperwork up again, and that's about it. But all the serious stuff about the workforce housing has already been done and paid for.
Yeah, they did hours of deposition.
Yeah.
When that's all said and done, maybe this is in your appropriations taxes, but when that's all said and done, like, can we go back and fill it again, or like, is
No,
this like, this is done?
No.
This is it.
But can he reapply for another one?
So if he can do what he did the last time, and he can go and like rechange things and then apply for stuff, and, I mean, we just did it according to ordinance, and so we have an issue, but, I mean, that's besides the point. I mean, he could start all over again and say, I'm gonna have things here and here and here, and, you know, I want X, Y, and Z, but, I mean, this is the second go around.
Yeah, you only get one bite of the apple.
Right, but then he could just go ahead and change his plan and then go ahead and go back again, because he lowered it and
This
well,
is his second time.
right, no, yeah, I know that, but we could, a year or two from now, be on the same playing field again, because instead of 36 apartments, he did 32 apartments and be in that whole game.
Yeah.
Instead of doing the 4 apartment housing on whatever, each land.
One of our ordinances at our planning board meeting on Thursday at 6 o'clock. We're looking for people.
Zoning board.
So, but is this through the end of November, or is this through like today?
I think it's through today. I think that's what she said. She just printed it off for me today, so I believe it's through today.
Okay, because,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm taking the rest of the month off.
Yep, so her numbers won't,
we
Change.
can take the rest of the month off. I gotta call you about something.
Over hours, over hours.
What are you talking about?
So I have an answer for
You
you.
should get 2% left.
So Janet said as of October 31st, it's $375,434.83.
can you say that again?
375 434
$375,434.83. She doesn't have the new numbers just yet, but I'm sure she will. When she like did all of her math and submitted everything to the state, she was like down to the exact penny. Like her math was pretty impressive.
Just so you know, the tax rate that was quoted in the meeting last week was wrong. We had to fix something, and it is now 1579.
Yep. That's
And
nice.
then 1589 for village district.
So that,
Is that reflected in
So
that
it
bill?
went down.
They-
Their bills have been mailed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I got mine today, I wanted to make sure it was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was corrected before they went out.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I actually called her about that today.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah,
just want to double check, so it's correct in the bills? Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's 15%, so for non-lake people, it only went. But it should
It
be
went
the
up
same time.
10 for us, which was really good.
well, because our budget, the
Right,
village district
we don't
is
have,
flat.
yeah.
15.
We don't have a bond out on anything like
Our
that,
budget,
so.
like, not last in the year before,
Yep.
this will be our second year, our budget like was less than now.
Yep.
I don't even know if it's 20,000, I don't know if it's
I don't remember.
it's under 25,000.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
and
low,
it's compared to what it used to be.
exactly.
Remember when it was like $1.50?
Yes, that's why I'm happy about the 10, so I'll take it.
I mean, I know we only got like, what, 2 weeks left of the month, but we're between them.
Yeah,
Well, we're not expecting any more repairs to this building, are we?
not that I know of.
I mean, I don't know how great it would be, but there's no like capital reserve fund for this building, is there? Or or like there's no fund set aside just for this building to like take care of it and maintain it.
I
other than
mean,
maybe
I
select-
thought we had,
Did we set one, a new one?
we did for the municipal.
Municipal, yeah.
I would almost think that if we don't have one, it
I
would
thought
probably
we
be
had a
wise.
line for repairs to the old town hall though.
We have a line
Nothing.
for repairs, but like.
Right,
if we put
nothing-
CRF or anything.
I don't know of.
Just because like something major happens,
Right.
which I mean, it's.
Well, like we had to replace some windows upstairs this year.
It's an old building,
Yep.
Siding, I have, remember siding was in
No, I don't either. but
Yeah,
I
there's
think
rot
it's-
inside. John
There's
told
rot
me
on the
that's
front,
what it-
too.
Yeah, there's rot in a few places. See if we can hopefully bring it some.
What's the equipment line for these?
Oh, is that the one that's like out of whack?
Yeah.
He purposely did that because
Yeah.
it was the car, he got,
No, he put the cruiser on the chief's uniform.
oh, okay.
I did see that.
So which one is it? 421065?
Yeah, he's way over on that. I mean, it could be, well, no, never mind, because I have a uniform line now over. I mean, the police department's over on almost everything.
Yeah, but it's the bottom line budget, so
Yeah, but then that means that they're
We
not
better
spending
be
fiscally to where they should be anyways, so.
I don't know
Well-
also because he got, I don't know if it was because he also got in like the new staff person and,
Is that the line, so I know we put the new cruiser in the uniform line. Is the equipment line the line we use for the upfitting or?
that's what I'm wondering.
it might be that. Because I think he, instead of taking from the revolving fund, because he didn't want to completely deplete that, he wanted to pull a little bit from the others just to kind of
That could be.
balance it out. He had some kind of funky explanation, and it actually made sense the way he told it.
He did, I just can't remember all the details on it right now.
Because I was like, I get it, like, they were, when Randy was here, able to get in detail and increase it.
And then you get down to 1, 2, you're not pulling any details, you just have to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but they increased their detail pay, like their rate,
Good.
and then they got, Randy was here, so he was pulling a lot of detail to help, like, fund it. But now that he's gone, he was like, I don't wanna like completely wipe it out. So it was like, he, Mickey goes around and was like, let's use this and do this.
That makes sense, I don't think they have a lot in that revolving fund anyways.
Are they gonna sell any of the cars that they,
Not
when
to
they
my
bought the
knowledge.
Tahoe, did they give up
Traded into,
Yeah, they trade into
Yeah.
others. Yeah,
2 charges for a Tahoe?
I
So
believe it
do they
was
have a
the Chargers.
Tahoe and then 2 SUVs? And then a
And
Charger?
a charger.
So they have 1 like car and then 3 SUVs?
I believe so.
Okay. I think that sounds right. Because at one point they had like 6 cars. And it was 2 of them.
Yeah, no, they were,
Two of them they traded, what, 20,000 for?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 20,000 towards the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got rid of the AOC part too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
ACO, yeah.
Do they
We
actually,
just sold that.
that's been over there in the corner.
Yeah,
We just sold that for a bid.
how much?
1550.
Yeah, 15,
So
51.
how was that put out to bid? Was just a
So-
sealed bid or?
Yes, they were sealed bids.
15
Oh, well.
No,
it's not-
1,551.
No, I don't understand. This is, instead of doing sealed bid, why the town does not utilize municipal bid? Because then you pull in more bids, you end up getting more money, and it's free. I
Where-
don't
from what?
know- Huh?
For what?
It's a municipal. It's an online, it's like an auction site for municipalities. And I brought it up to select board members over and over again for selling town, and you can sell, it's not just for vehicles, you can sell town equipment, you can sell town furniture, your desks and stuff like that on it, and you put it up. You can put a minimum amount that you want bidded, you don't have to, so you can, so like, yeah, like, you know, you could put something on there, and say you wanted a minimum bid of 1,500 for the ACO vehicle. You put that on there, and even if it's a hunk of junk, people are gonna pay for it, you know, so,
Oh,
and it just gets it out there for more people, and you can make it so that you can get, you know, it has to be like a cashier's check, and that way you know it's, the money's gonna clear, and,
Yeah.
and
So at the end of that, do you just put like, closes on December 31st
so
and then the
like-
highest bidder?
yeah, you take the highest bidder, so you put it on there, and so I say we were gonna go put the ACO vehicle on there today. You decide how long you wanna leave the bid, the auction open. So usually about 2 weeks, you close it, and then you put on there whether or not it has to be approved by the select board, whatever. And it's usually the last person that bids, and it's the highest bid, that's who wins the vehicle.
That might actually be a good thing for all of you guys, that nobody's being accused of like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, you voted to have your son get the car when, you know, or, you know,
Yeah.
half of an acre for $1,000 or, you know.
I heard you
and-
mention something before, but I didn't know anything about it, so thank you.
Community, yeah, I love this.
yeah, no, you just put it on the
Can they
New
put-
Hampshire Municipal
Can
.org.
they put land on there as well, or is it just?
Land, I'm not sure on.
I know there's like different auction sites for the land.
I've not ever seen land on.
I would think that would start getting a little trickier.
Yeah, that one.
Because that has to do with like taxes
We
too.
have none up for, somebody just sent us a letter on that, yeah.
And Roxanne, so we don't have anything to get rid of it. No, I don't think people have land on there. But you can like, you can put.
But everything
You
else
can
is
put
kind of
everything
nice
on
because
there.
you could just post it and then forget about it, you know.
Yeah, and you can set up, so like, anytime you get a bid, like, so say the bookkeeper, right, is obviously probably the one that does it. You set it up, that profile and everything, so anytime somebody places a bid, the bid gets emailed
Oh, okay.
too, so you can see what
That's
the bid
good
is.
to know, yeah.
You know, if somebody asks a question, the question will come through email, and that to me personally, I think it is one of the best ways for a municipality to sell their things, because it takes a lot of the work out for you guys, and, you know, it kind of takes out the whole people being like, oh, you sold it to whoever, yeah, you know, so I really think that is the way that it should be done, but
I'll have to pass that on.
just, good, right? We can get you guys set up in a week.
Yeah, so I think that was the term, that was the outfitting, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
So the building
Because it was like
manager's
20-something
plan
thousand
over
for
the-
the outfitting.
For the municipal building.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna be expecting any more like maintenance stuff happening?
For the municipal?
For any buildings?
Not that I've heard. My knowledge, there's
I'm
nothing.
just gonna pull out like 2 more weeks at a time.
I know, right? I mean, we fixed so many things lately that
Beautiful next time you're ready.
it does.
I know the last one was in the painted,
Yeah.
that color
It has a
they
new
did the
floor,
but they didn't have a floor in yet, I don't think when I was in that room, so.
and we're painting out in the little,
Hallway.
the little room off the hallway there. The community room.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's
Is
starting
that
to
gonna
get
be the
painted.
same color as the front
No.
surface?
No, the back wall is like a focal wall, it's like a deeper blue. And then, they're changing the color, they got a little like sample on the side of what they wanted to do for the other walls, but it's not quite the right color, so she's gonna take it back and see if she can get a little more color added to it, so, yeah,
So,
yeah, they're doing a really good job.
another thing that Janet said, she said none of the money can be released since the line item they're using in the budget is for private education and not special education. She says, I don't know when that might change, and to change the title of the CRF will take a special town meeting. So, like, I know the CFRs was like very rigid, yeah, very strict rules.
There's a school gas.
So that CFR is, or CRF is for special
gas.
education,
On the budget.
not private education.
Hmm?
And I guess she said where
It was on the budget.
just the line item they're using the budget is for private, they can't pull from the CRF. So they have to, it's gonna be very, very specific on what they can request money.
Thanks, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you next month.
Come on, Thursday, 6 o'clock, planning board.
I won't be there.
I won't be here Thursday.
So much fun.
I won't be there. Busy. Every Thursday. All right, take care. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
We do have a new.
Just be careful coming out of here. It's really slippery. You got that?
I
That's
know.
a good question.
So I was wondering if they,
Bonnie told me to stop over
three
here.
at the bottom. Alright, where you at?
If not, there's,
Bottom, I forget.
if not, that water softener salt will do.
What is it?
We have
It's
salt.
really slippery to the ramp, yeah.
Oh,
We don't even like fall.
No,
So you can just for the new person?
that's probably water
I'm
salt.
not sure, but we do have more people on now, so I will ask them about that.
Wait, what?
What?
Ammunition.
Ammunition's gonna,
Oh, I think that's because of the new guns,
oh,
Oh, that makes sense.
Did we get credited for
the old guns.
the old,
Yes,
well, and if we save it the same caliber, why do we get ammunition?
Because we had to test them.
Oh, okay, so he actually used the ammunition, which is probably smart.
okay.
Like, they all had to go down to the,
The rule.
thing, and like, all of them had to shoot them and target crap, blah, blah.
They just had fun doing it.
Probably.
I was like, can I come?
Right.
I was not welcome, so I was like, okay. I was like, I'll go back to Wakefield and take my test over again.
yep.
Well, did he go down 2 hours?
Huh?
Did he go down 2 hours?
Him? Yeah. But now I took the class in Wakefield, the safety gun class. Yeah, it's awesome. You should do it. We should do one.
Yes, we should.
That's what I'm saying. Or like throw the axes.
Hoy Park has it, don't they?
Huh?
Hoy Park has it, don't they? The Astro?
Yeah, and I think there's a place up in like towards yeah.
Maybe.
No, 16 going to the DMV up Tamworth.
Tamworth.
It's a place like over there. It's a new place.
I don't know.
Mm.
Like 2 traffic lights. Versus going down Dover.
When I asked this, I'm not sure. I did or not, the thought was in my head before. Is the audit done?
I know. I'm not positive. I know it was, I thought it was close to being done. I don't know if it's completely done.
Okay. I
Did we-
thought I asked that.
Did we get code enforcement raise or something?
I was just writing that one down because I was wondering why that was over.
Or did they? I mean, he's like a stipend position, so that shouldn't.
That should never, so it also depends too, if there was anything left over in the beginning of 2025 that should have been moved back to 2024, which I'm willing to bet there is, because if you look at the fire chief, EMT salary, there's a few other ones.
But I think the fire,
Tax collector salary, yeah, but if you look at all those and the select board, the
bookkeeper salary, they're all at 96.15. So most likely has payroll from 2024 that should have been moved back.
I think that,
Are you guys keeping
Months.
track of the stipend employees' hours? Because if they're working consistently
Yeah.
so many hours per week according to the Department of Labor, they can't, you have to make sure that that
We know
equates
that,
out to
yeah.
minimum wage.
Well, I mean, minimum wage, it's not hard to, meet, but yeah.
I know.
But
Yeah,
to me,
it's,
that,
it was something that I hadn't realized, and then like when we were looking at like the stipends before, it was like welfare, I don't think you have to worry at all about that one, but potentially like code enforcement, if Carl's actually logging all of his hours
right,
and reporting all of the hours that he truly works.
that would be the same with, Roy. Even though, so like, it could potentially be an issue with the town clerk tax collector too, because he's only supposed to work 24 hours? Is that
That was 32 hours that we had him, like that we calculated.
I thought that the town employee, that he's only supposed to do 24 hours. I thought he's only open.
he's 10 to 6.
What was it voted for last year?
No, it's too late to do the math.
10 to 6, 2 days a week,
Right,
right? And then 8 to
4.
4, those are all 8-hour days, right? Yeah, that's 24 hours a week. He's not supposed to be there for 24 hours a week. So, and it gets it, you start
But
getting
when we,
into,
but when we budgeted last year, did we budget last year for 24 hours a week?
you can't budget for more than that because the town never voted for him to be more than 24
I know, but he wasn't, Teresa was,
Any town clerk is not supposed to be there.
but was Teresa working 24, was she working 32?
She was working the same hours he works.
Oh,
He
okay.
didn't
For
change
some
the
reason, I thought
hours.
it was- I can guarantee you that they are in that office more than 24 hours a week. They don't get paid for more than 24 hours a week.
But their pay equates out, like, if they work the 24 hours a week, their pay like equated out to like 20 something.
That they should.
Yeah.
They're two
Well,
jobs.
yeah, no, I don't disagree, but we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about, unless they're.
But if they
recording
start,
something
if he
out.
starts doing, more hours and stuff like that, it's something that
You have to,
it has to be, has to
which
be-
is why like even with all those people need to be submitted.
Yeah, yeah, it should be submitted.
They did.
Yeah. Are you guys going away from paper time sheets with MRI? Or are you guys gonna stick with them?
News to me.
Good luck, man, I tried that.
I-
It's almost-
Yeah.
Well, so obviously there's software out there that
There's,
I don't know what the cost is though, so maybe that's next year budget problem.
Any more questions on the town budget?
The trash,
Yes.
I know that was a hot topic. So it's 20,000 less than what they originally quoted, right? That's what it was. It was 20,000 less than what they originally quoted us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Has the select board, worked out whether or not we're gonna be going towards the bins? Or,
So the bins isn't something they can get right away.
okay,
So if we get them, it wouldn't be,
until later on,
right.
that's fine, okay. And
Because they'd
then,
have to get a new truck and
yeah,
do all that, so.
would that be a separate contract, like, would that be a separate contract, or could they work it into the
Divert
current contract?
Nope. That's a good question. I'm not positive.
Because I know when they originally went with Casella, like years ago, Joe Margo was a part of like that whole negotiating, and he originally looked into the bin thing, and there was like different prices, but I think because he didn't have enough time, they didn't have enough time because they were like really crunched. But like the numbers for like doing the bin service versus doing like what we do now were like two different things. I'm just wondering if it.
So it'd be cheaper with the bins.
yeah,
And that's what he talked about us going with, but he needs to get a new truck and all that, so, it wouldn't be,
Until they do it.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Waste Management
So,
recommended that
it'd be a
like
little while.
10 years ago.
Right.
They recommended even with the bins of the truck.
So with that, has the town thought about increasing the, bulk stickers to try to offset any cost?
so we haven't like discussed it out at a meeting, but I mean, a possibility is to do away with the free ones. Just things that are being thrown around,
Yeah.
maybe do away with the free ones that are given out with a December bill. We're trying to come up with some ideas to cut costs,
Yeah.
maybe limit bags, who knows, I mean.
What about doing that container, I know Mike Green had said that he was looking into doing something like, I think Middleton does it, that they have like containers to where people can show up like during the hours of like the
Oh,
road,
yeah,
the highway
yeah.
guys and say like, hey, I have a couch, and then, you know, like Dan would say like, oh, okay, a couch is $20.
Oh, okay,
That's, like
I forget what it's called.
yeah,
Like
I know
not
it.
a
Transfer station?
Transfer station.
So that's something we've talked about as well, is having our own or joining with another town for a transfer station.
Like, Mike has this
They told us
potential
it's very expensive to set it up.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very expensive
We
to
have
set
one of our
up.
guys in town working for
Yes.
the Wakefield, he says the setup is very expensive.
But over time, I think it.
Over time,
Yes,
it
but
would
you
be
just have to
better, but,
roll it over.
right,
But they can't really set it up when we have a 2% tax cap,
right.
because that would beat that, right?
Also, you do the
I mean,
Where
warrant
would we
article,
store it?
but, yeah.
Where will we store
Yeah,
it?
but even,
Down.
even with the warrant article, like now, like, the town they'll have to vote in that new way because it puts us over anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So, I mean, it's all ideas, trying to toss around and see, because this is our biggest expense, it's
Yeah.
huge, and.
We're
you know,
like
people are gonna
limiting.
get rid of their trash, and you don't wanna cut out too much, because then people are gonna start leaving
Dump
their
it
trash
Right.
anywhere.
Places, yeah.
So, you gotta be careful what you do there, so. It's
It would
kinda
be nice
tough.
to see the barrel thing, because so many people just throw their bags out and then it gets spewed all over the place, it's disgusting.
Well, even with trash cans, it would get spewed, because the squirrels love to get into them, and other animals as well.
I just put all the treats out.
And they should put like, even like the bulk stuff, they should put it out like a week beforehand, because people drive around. The metal
And a
guy
lot of
drives
people
around
do,
all the
yeah.
time.
Yep.
And I hate seeing the metal go in the Casella truck, because it's like, if you just
We're paying for that.
are paying for that, if you just left it out earlier, the guy would come around and get it. Even like furniture, you see people drive around, take stuff all the time. Don't put it out that day, put it out
Yeah.
week, put it on Facebook. People will come get it from next
Yep.
town over. Why pay for it? Burn it.
Exactly.
Bonfire,
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Well, that's what we should do as a town event. Give it to see if the fire department wants it. They can set up like a thing and then light them on fire.
Yeah,
And
farm does it with the Christmas trees.
right.
Yeah.
And what is Milton does it with the pallets. They light a whole bunch of pallets
For
on
4th of
fire.
July.
4th of July. We can light a whole bunch of barrels.
There we go.
Get the dresses out.
Yeah.
Tower dresses. Right?
Well, mattresses, I guess now like nobody would take mattresses anymore.
Mm. Even towns are, like the Boston's like that too. They're fighting with that.
Yep.
All those people come up with their vacation homes, they come up here.
Mm.
And
So are we done with the town?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on to budget timeline, thrilling, exciting. One of the things is department head meeting, right?
yes,
Which we actually did in November last year.
yes, we're
So-
way behind
So
on
we're,
that.
yeah, we're behind.
We need to do
So-
it ASAP.
What is the timelines, like what are our due dates, do we know? Do we know what the due dates are for the school? Because I know theirs are.
The only thing they have here is that the school board administrative budget adoption on the tenth, which is being delayed right now.
Yeah, but what, like, because.
But other than that, I don't have. What else do I have on there? Sign page.
So, because this looks like that, so, because the school's an SB2, right?
Yes.
So Tuesday, January 13th is last day post notice of January 20th budget hearing. So the 20th is the last day for a budget committee to deliver budget and warrant article recommendations to the governing body for posting. So they're pushing that one right to the last one for us, yeah?
January 20th is the last day for school.
So
Well,
yes,
they,
is the
at
last
the
day for the
meeting,
hearing.
they said that they needed to have it in by January 19th.
Yes,
And Kathy needs it in, she's due by January 26th.
so this says, yeah, so for her, so
Yep.
Tuesday, January 20th is the last day to hold at least one budget hearing. So they're gonna wait until January 19th.
No, I'm not playing that.
Well, but that's what it sounds like, because they're saying they have until January 19th. So, they're giving us right to the last second of the 20th for us to hold our meeting hearing. And then the 22nd is the last day for the budget committee to deliver the budget and warrant article recommendations to the governing body for posting. So we have to do it on the 20th, and then we have 2 days to turn around and give that to the school board for them to post.
That's typical.
Yep.
They need to be told no, like, because if we do not, if what happens,
So what happens if they don't give us, what happens if we don't get it done?
so if they put me in the predicament that they put us in last year where they had no
They literally
answers,
put us right to the line.
and they said, no, you need to vote, but we have no answers, I am going to make a motion that we postpone the meeting or put the meeting, the hearing in recess, and they need to come back with the answers, and we'll have to repost for the hearing. And they can explain to the state why they're late. They can explain to the state, well, sorry, we didn't have our crap together, and we didn't have the answers for the budget committee to be able to make an informed decision. And then they can deal with the repercussions from the state.
So Heather sent out an email,
Yeah.
that requested that we have a meeting with them to present their final numbers, between Christmas and New Year's.
No, they're supposed to have their own meeting, and they're supposed to discuss their numbers, and they're supposed to adopt their numbers.
I did
When
find
they
out
present them to
about
us.
Student First Act. They are supposed to have the graphs and charts out before they adopt.
Yeah.
And they told us, Kathy and the superintendent there said, well, we talked to legal, they said we don't have to have it until the deliberate session.
So is this
That's
a
a
question
lie.
that we
That is
That's
a
a
lie.
lie.
They can be.
So can we send an email to NHMA legal and ask them to clarify?
Would NHMA have the answer, because it's not municipal, it's school.
Okay, so,
I don't know, I mean, it's still worth asking, I guess,
What, the
but,
Student First Act?
yeah.
yeah, ask,
Because I sent one to Cornerstone, which is an
Yeah.
legal action group, and they told me, they actually gave me stuff, they said, if they don't follow, if they're not complying to this, they need to not do the adoption until they comply with it. If they don't comply with it, then we need to go to, what was it, Hyde, that I have to go to?
The Attorney General.
The Attorney General. I have to report
Well-
them because if we have to go to court over this, the school is responsible for all the legal fees, which,
which is ultimately us.
Yeah, I know, I was gonna say, it's
Ultimately,
still coming out.
Good point.
ultimately, I will say this, I will write up a warrant article that we go and we sue Kingswood if they put us through this for the legal fees. Like, I'm done. You follow the law, you play. You've got a doctorate's degree, get your crap together, do it right. And I will not vote if they do not have adequate answers for our questions.
I'm gonna also, tomorrow, I'm gonna send a letter, an email to Senator Murphy. He's one of the co-sponsors of the Student First Act, to see if we can get even more clarity. But
And if-
Cornerstone said that they'll be breaking the law if they adopt this.
And the way I read that RSA, it sounds like they're supposed to have it posted, like,
7 days, and that doesn't include legal holidays and,
so,
7 days.
you know, if they
So
can,
even
they
if
can
they
have a
wanted to-
meeting.
Even if they wanted to have a meeting, like, we have to have it posted, like, Monday next week, and to even have a meeting in
this is what
between.
Cornerstone.
So they can hold a meeting and we can show up if we want to, but they have to hold their meeting and they have to do it the correct way.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day,
First Act, so
we have
you
to
want.
post a hearing for their budget. If they don't do it the correct way, I'm not gonna
That's
be,
the law.
because I have a lot of regrets with the way I voted.
And this is what I got you stopped. You were up and.
I don't understand how any lawyer could sit there and say, like,
I mean, I'm not
that
the
it
greatest
has to
legal
be
jargon,
posted after they adopt it, because it says before.
It says before, and one of the excuses they gave us at the school board meeting was that, well, we won't have the cost per student before the end of December. But see, this is an average, and it's supposed to be over the past 10 years. Average cost per student over, so they don't have the exact numbers.
Well, I mean, it's just like when we get our books for a town meeting and it has like $1 per thousand, those aren't exact.
No,
They're
exactly.
estimates. So, I mean, it's this, I look at it like as it's kind of the same thing, like it's an estimate of like you're going to approximately be paying.
I'm just upset that they
No,
lied to me and said, well, legal told us we didn't have to have it till deliberate session.
Well,
So
they
either
need
the
to
legal
talk to their
department
legal.
is lying to them, or they're just not doing it, I don't know.
No, I mean, from the way I read it, from what you sent me, I
Yep.
read it as
Which, before any meeting, at which any school, like, that you.
And it doesn't say before the deliberate session, it says before the school board, the school district, when they decide on this thing.
well, and then it even says average cost, so it doesn't say
Yeah.
cost, it's not saying like you have to have an exact.
Yeah, and it's just over the last 10 years, So, and it,
Even average teacher salary, like they're not saying that you have to have everybody's exact
Right.
to the penny, because I'm sure if you did that, they'd say, well, some of these, we're going to be forced to be hired by a different rate. Like they'll use that to get out of it. It's average. So I say, if they're going to play games and they're going to act like children, then I'm going to treat them like a child. If they're not going to follow what the RSA says, and they're not going to give us a sufficient amount of time and give us the appropriate answers where we can go ahead and make a clear decision, I'm not voting. And I will make a motion to recess the hearing and come back at a different time. And if they're poor planning and they wait until the 11th hour and they go over into the 13th hour, they get to explain to the state. And it's, you know what, too bad, so sad. Those dates were in the calendar months in advance.
Right.
They knew about it. Your poor planning is not my emergency. And I'm not going to sit in front of the people of this town and say I voted this way or that way and I didn't make a educated decision. I'm not doing it.
So when are we gonna do our department head meeting?
Oh, yeah.
So for the town, we have to hold our first hearing on the budget for the town side no later than 2:13. That's the latest we can hold our first one. We can have subsequent ones after that, but our first one has to be held on or before that day. And then we have to post 7 days before. We can post, our posting does include weekends. Where's from
I won't be here from the
Yeah.
19th.
It's posted
It's in
7
her.
days. Yeah.
I don't mean to go on these rants, but I think until we draw the line and draw a hard line in the sand with this school and say, no, you're gonna behave accordingly, this is gonna continue to go on. And the rest of the town is gonna be oblivious until we make us all a stance.
Department head.
So Daniel's going to be going from when?
The 19th of February to like the 3rd
Of March?
February.
Ninth-
February 19th
Through
to March
March 3rd.
3rd.
March 3rd, okay, that's what I thought.
Whatever.
Might be the 18th if it snows, but
Well, hopefully we'll have the budget done.
Done,
before
we'll
that.
have to have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the-
have to have it done by then.
the
so-
13th, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because school deliberate's in February.
yeah, probably February 7th, I think.
Yeah.
Could be in for that.
Yeah.
We can set that.
Yep, with all of us.
No, I'm in the Cowboys side.
Right, she's shoving me up there.
Like I had last year, so it's like,
That's the budget
supervisor.
committee, why they don't recommend it?
Have an open text with you.
I'm, whenever you want to do the department head, I can probably make work. I won't be able to get there until 6:30 though for anyone.
I'm pretty good too for like January, February for Mondays. I don't know how that happens.
Mondays are selectmen meetings.
Yeah, I don't really want to go along there. No, I don't.
Not how they've been lately.
No. But yeah,
No, I'm talking like for Mondays, so like, I mean, like, you got next Monday. Yeah. Or, I mean, you could do the following week, that's school week.
Next Monday is the selectmen meeting.
Yeah, I mean, so, and Monday after that, so I'm gonna do it.
Too many of them.
yeah, you do.
You don't have one on the 29th, do you?
We do have one on the 29th.
Because 1, 2, 3.
It's the fourth Monday of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I keep counting, I'm like, great.
Wow.
Oh, lucky sweet.
So you got a free Monday, you can do it on the 29th, here's 20 years.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, we'll be there right there with you, so you know.
I finally get a free Monday.
Right?
I can, like,
Silly
probably.
woman.
I know, right?
Free Monday.
Doesn't happen.
Come on.
Well, we're not even doing Christmas until Saturday,
That's like
so,
self-care, what's that?
yeah. Is that what everyone else wants?
How do we want it? Do we want to sit here? Do we want to do them all in one day?
I mean, it's easier because then you gotta fight to find everybody to get together again on another day.
And honestly,
So-
there's like a whole bunch of them that are gonna probably be like easy. It's gonna be
Yes.
fire EMS,
Yeah.
police, and highway.
Yeah.
Those are the three.
So you have to contact all the different departments
I would
and
put,
say, what kind of time can you do on
Yeah.
this day?
I would put highway, fire, and police at the end. get everybody else in and out faster. Because all those people are like.
Well,
5 minutes. Yeah.
yes and
I
no.
mean, you want most of your board here to vote on that side. I'm not.
Right, I'm just saying, depending on who it is, if they work another job, if they can make it in on those earlier times, what time we're gonna
Well,
start.
I mean, I bet
So,
Roy would be able to be in.
Is it an all-day thing?
we
Oh,
usually
so
start
we-
like 4-ish and don't finish
And if it's
until
Christmas vacation, and if you can find
6:30,
people
7.
going away.
The only one that would potentially be going away that I would know would be,
It's my last day off.
which I don't. But I mean, I know Chrissy
Should
Barber
do
works
this
for schools, so
first,
she's not working.
or she
She's
the
not
other,
working.
no?
We can always,
But she's not.
but if you push it to January, then you're really kind of pushing it out to like hour.
Yeah, because the earliest
Which is
for
the
January would be like the 5th, and that's a Monday, you can't do the Monday, because there's
You have to
meetings
have it on
already.
Monday?
No, can't,
No, we don't
It's a
have to have it
selectmen
on
meeting.
Monday.
That's what I'm saying.
right.
That's what I'm saying. I'll wait till the third Monday. You can have it on any day.
Right. No, I'm just saying,
Yeah. Why not yours?
the earliest we could probably do is like the 6th or something of January, so then we're pushing it out even farther.
I'm not as concerned with the town budget as I, with the school budget, as the town budget's pretty rigid.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely, but we still gotta do it.
yeah, I mean, it's still great to have, but like, I'm not overly concerned about like not getting answers, and I'm not overly concerned about like explanations for stuff, because,
Well, like Scott's already come in and kind of talked to us.
Yeah, they,
So-
and Scott and the fire chief both did send us
Yes,
an email that had their,
yeah,
explanations.
preliminary letter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
It's a nice highlighted sheet.
Yeah, Scott had all, he's like every color of the rainbow.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the fire department had this big long list of stuff, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm more worried about like the school getting.
so do you want to try the 29th, or wait till January?
Especially
We're
because
already a
then-
couple weeks behind from last year.
Yeah,
And then because, the February 13th is what, the last day for us to hold a budget meeting.
yeah.
Well, then you have to worry about
That's
snowstorms.
Friday.
They worry about snowstorms, and you had to worry about,
Yeah.
what was the year that
exactly.
we had the big snowstorm, and then we couldn't use here because this was being rented, and we weren't allowed to use the Newsville buildings, and we were up in the highway garage.
Yep.
I wasn't here for that.
I wasn't on this week, but thank God.
They were all in the garage. Fortunately, they pulled everything out for us, and,
So we doing the 29th?
I think we should.
but it is better.
29th.
I think so too.
Try for the 29th, see if anybody.
Yeah, and then times, I know you can't be here till 6:30.
Yeah.
So,
If we start that late, we're not gonna finish till like midnight.
no,
I
but
mean,
that's why she
yeah,
was asking,
Yeah,
saying that if we started with the quicker, easier ones.
I know in the past, they've started around like 5 o'clock or whatever, and then.
yeah, 4 or 5, they
And then
usually
they
start,
had,
yeah.
like, they started with like the easier ones, and then everybody else kind of trickled in.
Yeah, you kind
It
of
was 5 o'clock
say the
last
heavy
year, wasn't it?
hitters.
I think it might have been.
So 12/29 at,
Starting at,
You're working on it. Me?
I didn't get no time to take. I was out all last week, so.
That's right.
12
I'm on-
I didn't
I'm off that day. It really sucks now.
Yep, it does.
Can't go nowhere.
I was off that day too.
I know that Monday.
So, so you just contact the department heads and see
Get some call back
time?
early.
They can do,
Yeah,
We do find it.
start filling it in and
yeah,
they let the
and let
Scott.
Kim know so that she can have it on the calendar, we gotta post it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, somebody, I'm not gonna be around,
Yeah, she'll be gone, so.
Okay.
somebody needs to post that.
So we're starting at 5?
5 o'clock.
I'll be here on the 29th, I'll be back, yeah.
Okay.
And 22nd, I won't be here.
I'm just not How long do we want to give them?
Well, we've been every half hour in the past, but some of them take 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would think like
Welfare,
welfare,
code
code
enforcement.
enforcement, probably won't even show. Probably not.
Well, yeah, that's under the
Which I'm thinking like, it's your job, like, it's
Yeah.
mandatory, but whatever, I'm not in your shoes, so.
But we need their budgets, period. So
They need to be.
they have to have their budgets in.
Robin, do you have your budget in for us?
Yeah, on my 4 lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roxanne usually covers that, but yes, I actually haven't done already, I did that last month.
She did.
I don't do anything.
So yeah, some of them you can probably put like every 15 minutes or something.
So do we need to put up the schedule, is that what?
Yeah.
Good.
So that-
Like 5:15, 5:30. How many small departments do you have? 5:30, 5:45 would be Rollins.
Well, you have
We have the fire,
Code
we have highway,
enforcement.
code
code
enforcement,
enforcement, you have
welfare.
welfare,
So how do you?
town clerk,
Okay, so,
And then oh yeah, actually there's 4 years.
and then you have fire. Is it fire and rescue or
Fire
together?
EMS, yeah, he does them together.
And then you have police, highway.
Yeah.
So code enforcement, welfare, town clerk, fire, ERS,
And treasurer, so that's one thing.
it's all three, town,
I'm looking for 2 months or one. Yeah, well, town clerk, tax collector, but the tax collector also incorporates the treasurer. Or do we split them out and make the treasurer do her own? Because otherwise you're having Roy do a budget for the treasurer. So just have her do her lines.
Yeah.
She's only got 3 lines.
so code enforcement, welfare, tax collector, town clerk, fire department, rescue is one, police, highway, treasurer. Who else?
Wait, what?
And put assessing down
Assessing.
there.
Yeah, assessing.
Select board. Because the select board has to do the government side.
I was just gonna
EOS.
mention them.
You get it, Diana was
Oh,
assessing.
planning board.
Assessing, planning board.
Zoning board. Conservation.
Oh, trees. Planning board.
Conservation like never showed up. Oh, no, Kate, because it's Kate now. Mine.
Zoning board.
Oh,
Conservation.
Yeah.
Who else? Conservation, planning board.
Planning board, zoning board,
Yeah.
conservation.
Yeah.
Who else do we, what other committees do we have?
Budget doesn't have a budget.
Thank God.
The rec gets a,
Stipend. Yeah,
donation.
Because you're nonprofit outside of the.
So we have to, but,
Jip welfare?
Yeah.
yep.
All right, one more time. Ready?
so how about?
Pay attention.
Are you trying to order?
Code enforcement, welfare, tax collector, town clerk, a fire EMS / together, police, highway, treasurer, assessing, board of selectmen, planning board, zoning board, conservation.
Sounds good. I think that's all of them.
Code enforcement.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fine. How many years for this thing? Well, you know, like,
Too
listen,
many to remember.
I think that's all of them.
All right, so then like code enforcement is like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
welfare is like 15 minutes, town clerk, I'll send it to you if you
Town
want.
clerk, tax
Town,
collector.
is,
They're not,
Email it to us.
He won't be long.
no.
So,
I think it would be pretty straightforward.
15 minutes?
I don't think he's gonna take.
All right, and then treasurer?
She shouldn't be
She
taking,
wouldn't be
she's
there
literally
long.
got like 3 lines.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll just put it 15
The
minutes.
selectmen will. take longer.
Assessing,
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Board of Selectmen, longer.
Yeah, maybe not.
All right, Planning Board,
15 minutes, like.
Zoning
I
Board,
only have like 3 or 4 lines too, so.
Zoning would be the same, about 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Conservation, 15. So our heavy hitters are BOS, Highway, Police, and Fire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So should we put just an order of asking them that they need to be there, or just?
Yeah, I would say tell them what time they need to be.
Right, because
Okay.
like code enforcement, he works another job and stuff, so some won't be able to come as early as others and,
All right.
and
So
try to fill in around.
start this at 5.
Honestly, I think with, and in some others, you just need to say, you're giving them
Here.
enough notice, and say, we need you here by this time.
Okay, well, give me times. Who's first? 5 o'clock.
I do say welfare.
Welfare?
Yeah. Yeah, she works at the school, so she should be able to do
Okay.
that, hopefully.
5:15.
Code enforcement.
Yeah, that or Carl.
So-
treasurer.
Carl is,
Yeah, I know, I mean, Roy, like,
put lawyer,
5:30.
yeah. Tell me.
She's,
That's that time, she's
Treasurer.
treasurer,
So she's at 5:45?
Yeah.
and he's
do Carl at 6.
Where?
Do Carl at 6.
Do Carl at 6, that's more than one time.
I'll tell
All
her.
right,
what's that?
I'm off then.
DOE.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put this, send it
Oh,
to
no,
me
she
two
was-
times.
Oh, we'll 10 to 6?
Yeah.
Just wait a minute,
Okay.
I'm,
So
I'll
then,
be here too, so if somebody needs.
are you gonna be here at 5:15?
I can hear you.
But put Christine there.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Listen, forget about me, just make
So
up
where?
whatever
For
you want.
planning board. right there.
Planning board here?
At 5:15. Robin won't be here, but we can put Robin.
Yeah, no, I'll be here,
Okay.
Well, you're gonna do the
Can you do
meeting minutes, right?
6:15?
What?
You're gonna do the meeting minutes, right?
No?
The 29th, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gone for the rest of the month, Robin.
Technically, the rest of the month, January begins again at 12/20.
Wait a minute, so you're gonna wait a few days to do the meeting minutes?
Are you gonna do that Thursday?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be here.
Can't
for
leave
the
your
meeting.
meeting.
Yeah, no, it's just like 5 days, I would say.
Okay.
I'll be here on the
6:15?
29th. The pay period starts here.
We'll do 6:15. Robin,
She's,
assessing.
that's that saying. And then we can do conservation at 6:30.
Yeah, she'll.
That's Kate, that's.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I'll just have Kate drive Carl.
Do you want to do, so at 6:45, do zoning?
Jim.
So then at
Planning.
7,
Planning,
who do we want to do?
did you ever have, is
Where's
that
the
all,
planning
is that
board?
all for the lighter guys?
Planning board's at 5:15.
Yeah, planning board at 5:15. So we have all the light news.
I think we get all the little ones.
Okay, so now it's our 4, right?
Yeah, we have 4.
Fire, Police, Highway, BOS.
All right,
So 7, who do we want? I feel like Jared would probably be the fastest one.
Yeah,
so fire,
Fire, EMS. But how long do we want to give them?
Half hour,
I
I
would
mean,
say at least 30 minutes,
Yeah.
because he's got, I think, a lot of explaining to do, so we understand, because the department's changing a little.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
from what they used to do
Yeah.
for now. It's good,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
and then,
just fine.
lots of times they finish up and the next one's standing outside.
Yeah.
So we just let them come in early, so sometimes we're running way ahead and sometimes not so
Right.
much. It depends.
So then 7:30, probably highway. Maybe, or, I don't know.
probably be due.
I would give Scott like the last.
I was gonna put the select board last.
Okay. I would put Scott and then the select board.
Yeah, and sometimes,
Select board, the last thing.
sometimes like if nobody's here yet and the state,
Let's start.
we
Yeah.
fill in,
Yeah.
Fill in the gap.
yeah,
Yeah,
whoever here,
yeah, we can
we
that
just
last.
kind of fill in, yeah.
So then,
So we have to go to first.
So if we're last, we may end up third or something, just, you know.
and then what, 8:30, we'll put select board, that sounds good. Then you know what, we're out here by 9, guys.
Yeah, good luck. 9. Okay, we're working on that now. All right.
Make some
Oh,
I'm off that day, I might as well, make something.
Just starting next week.
Depending on where I am. If I'm coming from Rhode Island or from Massachusetts.
Yeah. Well, most of
We're
the
not having
holidays
Christmas
are Mondays
until
anyway, so that's
the weekend.
part of the thing. So along with the school timeline,
Yeah.
we just wait for what they're doing, or?
Well, they need to, no, we need to tell them,
I think we need to tell them, like, we need your hearing ready for this day.
like, okay, because we have to, the last day we have to hold a hearing for the school is on January 20th, which is a Tuesday, I believe was that. For the line, to hold on. Yeah, so,
So we have less than like a month,
yeah,
which is,
and they're talking, she's saying something about doing, she was proposing a meeting between
This-
Christmas and New Year's.
so no, the school board needed to have a meeting so they could
Okay. So then-
finalize and adopt their budget.
They're
Before they
pushing
can
us.
bring it to us.
They're basically forced, like, they're pushing it on us.
Which is what they
To
do
do
every
that.
single year.
Because then, so if
That's
they
fine,
have
they
it
always
that
do.
week, then, our regular meeting is the 19th. Do we turn that into the hearing?
It still doesn't,
It pushes us literally to the last second.
Very last second. And that's what we did last year, was the very last,
Yep.
it was the day before.
there was no wiggle
Yeah.
room.
Right.
There was
Exactly.
zero, like, I
Yep.
think who was the head to drive around and get all our signatures?
Roxanne came to my house.
Yeah, I think it was rough.
I think Roxanne drove around and got all the signatures and had to have everything.
Yeah.
Because Kathy was like
And
flipping
then there was
out.
something
Yeah.
wrong with it or something, and she had to come back and have us
Yeah.
re-sign it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we tried doing it, I think we tried doing it
On
online.
DocuSign,
And
right?
the DocuSign didn't work.
right.
But we were proposing to have a meeting with presenting final figures to the budget committee the week before Christmas.
Well, that's great, because they didn't communicate that.
What are they
They-
planning on doing?
No, they didn't, that is not what they communicated at the school board meeting. That is not. They were supposed to adopt they were supposed to adopt the budget at their last school board meeting. And because Rebecca wasn't there, and they didn't have all of their numbers.
Yeah.
It's in the email that she sent, Heather had sent an email tonight because she wasn't going to be making it.
Yep.
And then in it, she's saying, at this point, I would request that we set up an additional meeting to present final figures to the budget committee the week between Christmas and New Year's. We don't need them to present us anything, they just need to vote, adopt their stuff, and then give it to us so that we can vote on it, right?
Because it's.
Well, I mean,
Do we really need them to explain anything to us?
Well, the thing is like,
kind of seems like a waste of time, doesn't it?
well, and you know what?
Sorry, but.
But once again, I don't have the answers, I'm not voting on it. So if this is how they want to act,
Or just don't know.
But this is how it's been,
Nope.
and so, yeah,
it's
that's
like,
how we're gonna have to. do it.
we expressed this to them months ago.
Because if that's the case, then we'd have to have our next meeting next month would have to be our hearing, and we'd have to have it posted for the hearing on the 12th. Because that wouldn't even, like, they're not even giving us time to really, like, decide to, because ours would have to be a public hearing anyways, with them presenting it to us. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be wise of them to do what you gotta do to get your crap situated. They know it's gonna happen,
Yeah.
finalize it.
Okay, what if we have a snowstorm?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're set, or,
I say, I think this is what we need to say to them. We need to have your hearing on, let's pick a date.
Do we want to do January 6th? Force them to come here?
Yeah.
January 6th.
Well, we
Can
can't
we?
have it here because we have a budget meeting.
Well, the
Uh,
6th
selectmen's
is a
meeting.
Tuesday.
Not on the 6th.
The 6th is a Monday.
No.
The
January
6th is a
6th is
Tuesday.
Monday.
Monday is the 5th.
The wrong year? Yeah, it bounced back to 25, sorry.
Well,
Well, I just pushed on 26 and.
Well, I mean, even if we did
Bounce
it on the
back.
12th, I mean, it's still
we can't do the 12th here though, because it's a select board meeting.
Right,
so we can do it
Exactly.
next door. Or,
We can do it at school.
yeah, we can do it at the school. We don't have to have it at Old Town Hall, we can do it anywhere.
but we would
I
have
know,
to
but I
have
can't
posted.
be in it.
So if,
And I don't want to be able to
Huh?
vote too.
She won't be at it because she'll be in the board of
No.
selectmen, so we can do it.
skip the board of selectmen, you can join us.
Yes.
Priorities, Bonnie.
I know. Depends on what's on the agenda that night.
You may want to.
I may wanna. Right. Yeah.
You might be welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind if we said, do it on the 12th, because then if our answers, our questions are answered, then we can say, okay, guess what? We're not gonna vote. We're gonna repost and we'll come back on the 19th, and you better have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. The next bit off like to say it. And then now you're at the 11th hour, and if you still don't have our questions or answers, then, you know, you're proclaiming.
So what day we doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm, okay.
Because if we do it on the 12th, we have to post it, put it on this, on that.
I would say, I would like to do it on the 12th, because in that way I don't have to drive that
The
on.
12th is a Monday, things fall, can't be there.
Well, like I said, depends on what's on the agenda.
You have to get sworn in before that. That is.
Because
Yes, you can't vote. Yes, you are.
So the 12th?
And Roy should be,
What time?
Roy should be done with it.
What time is it?
I don't mind doing, I mean, I
It
can,
can't be here till 6:30.
Right.
Yeah, so it has to be
so 6:30.
6:30, and this is what I need to send to
The school.
Heather and Nicole.
And where is this
our
going to
reps.
be?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
well,
So we can do it at the municipal building, or we can do it at the school. I would, I mean, the municipal building's nice because it's smaller, you don't have to, it's not echoey, but we can do it at the school as well.
Like, I can use so many, like, choose call. For like, this amount of people, and then, cause you know you're gonna have the gaggle of teachers that are gonna show up.
Most of the time we don't.
yeah.
Not for this.
They don't
No,
have
no,
anybody
it's not
show up.
deliberative.
Well, last year we did, but that's probably because.
They show us the
Right.
experience.
They used to have the select board meetings there as much.
Yes, we
They had
did.
like 20 people.
Yeah.
Back
They
in,
also only had a select board of 3 back then.
Yeah, yeah, but they,
Yeah.
there's people in the audience.
Yeah.
yeah, there was
It's not
not
very
people.
comfortable.
There you go.
Huh?
There used to be lots of people in the audience.
I don't bother going, I just watch them all from my house, comfort in my couch.
And he used closed
They're
captions,
rubbing
it's a
in.
crapshoot.
Yeah, I know, I already. Posted on.
The 5th.
So 112, 6:30 at the school? So
Yeah.
plan?
If they accept.
School?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
If not, then we'll get comfy cozy or then in this whole building.
It's warmer.
This is labeled as a public school hearing.
Yeah, this will be a public hearing on their school budget. Yeah, we gotta make sure we post that correctly for the OP and everybody.
So if I send this, do I send it to Heather and Nicole, because they're the ones that
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to CC the superintendent.
Yeah, and Kathy. will
And
be-
Kathy, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So,
You also have to reserve the school too, I don't think the staff.
Yes.
to do that.
It's tough.
unless they have
You
something
don't have
with the kids, then, were you at school, anything going on that day for the kids, that night? Okay.
I try not to.
Okay. All right. So I'll send that out tomorrow.
I don't believe
I'll
there's
send this
anything.
out tomorrow.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't either. I don't know her meeting
Hours?
Oh, it was this Friday. After I told, I'll see you Thursday. She's like, we've got to see somebody Thursday.
That's it, are we
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
all in
Third.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.